Welcome to Location Confused.
Two friends, too many countries, and no idea what day it is.
We talk nomad life, travel stories, and everything people don't tell you about living this way.
This is mostly us chatting and gabbing, so let's start.
Hey there, caller number
Oh.
one, Heather. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Buenos Aires.
Awesome. Week 2 in the same spot. I love it.
Yeah, I'm here for a solid while, so that's good. I'll be here for a bit.
Yeah. I'm in Boracay Island on the Philippines, and it's very cute and small, and the water's really pretty. And just put me by the water. If I
Yeah.
need to go soon, just put me in the ocean. I'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll go happy. I'm such a different person when I'm near water. I'm a lot happier.
I agree, actually. Like, I have a hard time when I'm in really landlocked places. There has to be, like, at least, like, a river or a stream, or take me one day
Yeah.
to a waterfall, or I think I grew up by the water, so it's if I don't have it, if it actually feels strange for me.
How's your week been? Have you made any
It's
friends?
okay. So, I have either been adopted or adopted by this 23-year-old, and
Oh
I'm
my God, I
like
love that. That's cute.
I'm it's so funny because it's like I keep on making friends and they keep on getting younger in age. What does this say about me? I don't know, but it's yeah, it's fun. She's super nice. So we went for like a lunch and then like wandered around and like went to a market here, which it was super fun. We went for like a lunch at this Michelin star vegetarian restaurant here.
Oh,
Yeah, it was so good. Tried all kinds of food that I'd never had before, so love that for me. It was great. It was just
oh
so
my
much
God.
fun, and it was nice. We had lovely deep chats and just wandered around, and it was great. I met up with a friend, and we co-worked, and then he took me on a little tour of the downtown of Buenos Aires. Is beautiful. It is insanely
Is it really?
gorgeous here. Oh my God. It's you feel you're in Europe without actually being Europe. And it feels there's inspiration from so many different countries. There's
Yeah.
French inspiration for architecture, and then there's like, Greek, and there's all of these different sort of feels to it. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
A bunch of it reminds me of being in Athens. And anyways, very cool. Really, really like it here. And it feels super safe and everybody's so chill. And I started Spanish lessons.
You did.
I did. I had my
Hey.
first
Oh my
one.
gosh.
I
Good for
learned
you.
gato and perro, which I
Literally,
probably
that's
butchered.
it from one lesson. Cat and dog.
Yeah, call me fluent. What can I say?
Okay, well, I passed. I passed the first lesson.
I mean, he went over how when you have things written out, how they sound, like the kakekikoku,
Okay.
CAEO, all these things.
I feel now, you know how they're teaching math different now? They're like doing a box method and stuff. Now we've done that with languages. We're reteaching.
Oh, I'm sure. And
What you just said, I was like, I don't know what that means.
it's just because the sounds that like CA makes CE, CI, CO, CO, because it's basically so that he's teaching me what the sounds are so that way I can speak the words as they're written. I can speak them at least
Oh, okay.
emphatically. Emphatically? That's how you say
Yeah.
that? Yeah. He's teaching me the sounds because I need like conversational. I'm not trying to become a philosopher in Spanish. So we just need like
Not this year.
no,
Not
no,
this
girl,
lifetime.
we're reaching out to it. This is once again, this is going to be a Spanish podcast.
We have 5 weeks until this turns fully Spanish.
So week 1, perro. So there's perro, and perro.
So
'Cause
this entire
perro is
podcast is
bad.
going to be about cats and dogs.
Yeah, guys, that's all that we've got. What else? What else is there to talk about? Really, it's the important things in life while
No, but
traveling. Cats and dogs are actually it.
in the Philippines was a Filipino stray cat, so it makes sense.
Love that. Yeah,
It was
100%.
waiting outside of 7-Eleven as I was getting snacks, and it looked at me and started screaming like, "Hi, I'm hungry." And I was like, "I see your move. I'll go back in." And I went and got tuna. So,
Yeah, got you,
yeah,
girl. Yeah, we'll
I
get
was
you
like,
some.
"Don't
Don't you
worry, I
worry.
got you." Yeah.
The only friend I made
So
in Bangkok was a street cat, and we were very close. Every
yeah,
day it would come and rub up against me and get
yeah.
scratches, and we were besties. And I've made friends with a dog here, a very cute dog. Get it. Get it. Yeah. So today we were sort of going to discuss, just because it's organically coming up, horrific or our worst travel experiences, like the actual transit, not necessarily, worst day traveling, but the actual travel. When you have a bad flight or when you have a bad airport experience.
Yeah. I I will say I've had them. I am a glass is half full girl. Unless I'm extremely tired, I can't ever see myself getting not out of the situation. And be that what you may, but I also, because of we have so much time, right? The freedom of this lifestyle is we're going to get there when we get there. So for someone that only has 7 days of PTO, that day that their flight gets canceled or they're delayed, like that's one less day. Like that's
Yeah.
one day that they have to figure it out, and then they one less day. So I feel people on that, but I think the freedom of us, oh, it gets canceled. Okay, I'll just take the next one. Like,
Yeah.
and
I'll figure it
honestly,
out.
there's 50-50 chance that I even have my accommodation booked. So
So
it kind of works out. I'm like, it's delayed. Well, I didn't have anywhere to stay tonight.
So you were braver than me because so first off, I have to have accommodation booked for when I land. Have to. There's no way that I can get
Yeah.
to a country and not have accommodation. That is a requirement. Because anxiety tells me that if I land and I don't have my accommodation booked, I'll be sleeping in a box. That's just what
Yeah.
happens in my head.
Like there's
1
no in between.
plus 1 equals 2. Yeah, you're either staying at a
Yeah.
five-star resort or you're living in a box. There's no in
Or a
between.
box.
Yeah. So I always have to have accommodation, but I do sometimes leave it till like 2 days before. And I'm the same. I'm very much, you know what? Let's roll with it. I have had moments where I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? Why is this not working out? But usually it like does all work out in the long run.
Yeah.
I still remember, where was I? I can't remember. I wasn't in Singapore. I think I was in Bangkok. I was in Bangkok the first time I went to Thailand and I was flying to Koh Samui. And so I landed in Bangkok and I did the immigration there. And I'm waiting in line and the line is massive for immigration in Bangkok. Like it's
Yeah.
not. So I'm like waiting and this guy starts talking to me in line and I'm tired, but okay, well chitty chatty. And he's like, "Well, you should tell them. You should tell them that you have another flight."
There's never, there's
And I was
never,
like, "What are they gonna do? Like,
I
that's
would
not gonna
rather,
speed anything up." I would
yeah, I would rather
also
miss my flight by
rather
45 minutes. than
100 you know what? I would rather be trapped in this airport for the
yeah.
next 3
Yeah.
days than be like,
Then
excuse me, ma'am,
then
I need
cut. Are
special
you
treatment."
kidding? We're North Americans. We don't do that.
And this was a North American who was telling me. He's like, "Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, just tell them." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Excuse me, sir. No. Why
You're like,
what
"How
would"
dare you?" You're like, "Those are backwards."
insinuate.
I did not learn those backwards in
You just
school.
personally harassed me.
You're like,
I was like,
"I
"There's
can't."
there's 400 people here. How many of these people do you think have connecting flights?" Like, it's not just me, sir. It's not just me. But yeah, he just kept on saying, he's like, Just tell them. Just tell them that you have a connecting flight." And I'm like, "Girl, that's not gonna fix our problem." So I didn't,
Mm-mm.
and I waited, and I got through no problem. I had time to spare. I was cool. What other interesting I've
I
never
not
missed. Sorry, go ahead. No.
no, there oh, I've missed flights, and I've missed twice, and it's because I booked well, it was a flight, and then I think it was a bus or something. I booked, for 1 AM, not 1 PM, because of European time, military time. I was like, "It's not 1300." And I was like, "Oh, I'm 1 AM." And I literally wake up and I'm like, "I missed my flight." It was supposed to be it was 7 hours ago. Like, what can you do? I mean, the good thing about being not in North America is the tiny little budget jets. Okay, the most you probably just, like, miss was, like, $100 because 'cause you're usually
Yeah.
doing it one way and it's, like, with your baggage, but okay, dang. It's not like you're
Yeah.
missing this huge flight that you've planned for because you wouldn't have missed it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but I've done that
Yeah.
twice. And I've been on military time or European time. Literally, my phone's been on that for now 5 years, and I've still done it more than once. I'm like, "Okay."
This was at the Paris airport. So I had just done a trip with some friends in
Oh,
Belgium.
give me
And
PTSD.
so an important part of this story is that I had, like, stubbed my toe. But when I say I stubbed my toe, I kicked the wall when I was walking into a doorway, and I kicked the wall because, of course, I did. And I'm pretty sure I broke a light break of my foot. Okay. So I was hobbling, could not
Oh my
walk
gosh.
properly. So then I get a notification on my phone that the gate has changed. And I was going with a friend to the airport. We get to the terminal, we get dropped off, and we're like, cool, we've got enough time. We can chill. We can go stand outside for a couple minutes before we have to actually check in and go to our gate. And then I look at the big sign, and no, my terminal is now, rather than it being like G4, it's like E4 where I need to check in. So I have to run because my friend was like, "No, we only need 2 hours before the flight. We don't need to do it before that." So with all of my baggage, I'm running from G4 to B4, and I'm hobbling because I've hurt my foot. I can only go so fast. By the time that I cleared the check-in, the security was leaving Europe and everything else, I managed to have enough time to go pee and then board. That was it.
Oh my gosh. That's the worst. When your heart rate is up, getting on the flight, and then you have to act like you did not just sprint to the airport
Yeah. The
to
only
get
thing
to
that
get to 35A.
the only thing that made me feel better is, like, I was obviously not alone. This was something they were having an
Yeah.
issue with their app was the problem, the airline, so it wasn't updating in the app.
The age of our internet is like we rely so much on the internet that we
Yeah.
actually need help. No one's helping us because they're like, rely on the app, rely on this, rely on like, but it's wrong. And they're like, it's never wrong. I don't even want to tell this story because you would think it was my first time flying, but I was going from Asia to Europe and I had 3 flights and I was in business class and I got to Amsterdam. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. And I was looking, I was flying KLM and my flight was delayed. And I was looking at the board as I'm walking. That's the key here. I can't do
Yeah.
both. You
No,
stand
who
and you
could?
comprehend and then you move. But no, I was like, I'm gonna keep walking and stare at the board and not follow up. So I was like, oh, okay, my flight's delayed. It's at B14. And so I get to the gate. I am fully confident this is my gate. And it's like to Toulouse. And I was going to Zurich and I had come off one like 15-hour flight, mind you, in business class. In my head, I was like, that's a weird way to spell Zurich. And I was like, maybe that's how they were. Literally, so just that's crazy. I didn't even check. It was the same flight. I was like, that's interesting. And then we go to board and I'm like one of the first ones in line because I'm also business class on that flight. And she was like, "Oh, man, Zurich." And she's like looking around. That's not in this terminal. And they were both KLM flights and they were both delayed for the same time. So I was just like, they were right on top of each other and I just didn't confirm. And guess where my flight was? I was at B14. It was D84. And I was like, zero chance I'm making that flight. And so
Yeah.
I didn't sprint. I walked 20 minutes to the terminal. The flight was still there. And I just look at the agents and I was like, 0% chance I'm getting on, right? This is crazy that the flight is still there. And she like walkie talkie and they're like, "Oh, your bags are already off the flight." And I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And so I went, changed my flight. It was only an hour and a half later. Like lucky me.
Oh, okay.
However, my mother was meeting me in Zurich. And my mom travels, but she doesn't travel like we do,
Mhm.
obviously. And so it was her first time with WhatsApp. Bless her. And also, WhatsApp is confusing if you've never been on it. But like when you send a message on WhatsApp, it doesn't say didn't send. It just like doesn't do a check mark or does a
Mhm.
little box. And if you don't know that, how are you supposed to know that? So she was texting me. She wasn't technically on the Wi Fi. She didn't know she wasn't on the Wi Fi. She was like
Yeah.
messaging me and they weren't going through. I was messaging her and saying, "Hey, I'm delayed. I'll get there at this time, whatever, I'm on this flight." And but they weren't going through. And I was like, "Oh God, this is gonna be hard." I get there. she'd been in the airport 4.5 hours. I had to get on the like, go to the information desk and have them call her, like, "You're a missing child." And so I called my father, and he's at home in the States, and I said, "Hey, where's mom?" And he goes, "Somewhere with you." And I said, "Well, no, she's not. You gotta find her." I said, "Has she messaged you?" He's like, "No." He's not worried. I'm like, "You know what? Never mind. Act like I didn't call." The reunion was quite interesting, and she was like, "I was about to just book a flight and go home." She goes, "I couldn't find you. I was just about to turn around." So,
That's
it was one
awful.
of my bad travel days, but probably my mother's worst travel day.
Her actual worst. Yeah. That would be so stressful. And especially
Yeah.
if you don't travel regularly, you're in and the technology, because if you don't know how to like turn on your Wi-Fi on your
Well, it's
phone.
interesting because it says you're connected, but you have to wait, and sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, no, you have to put in a passcode." So if you don't know that it has
Yeah.
something has to trigger, she's like, "Oh, I was connected." I'm like, "But you weren't." I don't know how to say, it's like I don't know how
Yeah.
to tell you that differently, less from experience. So I felt really, really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. That's tough. But the rest of the trip was good, right?
It was sad. Yeah. They
Yeah.
were just like, they were like, Terry's up. The woman was so nice. I had to call the hotel, and I was like, "Is she checked in?" They're like, "No." I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah. So it was bad. But
So funny story for me, another interesting one. So, before I started traveling full time, the first time I went to Bali was, like, my big solo trip that I did by myself,
yeah.
and I was going to
Eat
I was eat, pray, loving. I was
yeah.
doing, like, a group trip in Bali with a bunch of people that I hadn't met before, and some Instagram girly that I was following was hosting. It was
What
through
was it,
Trova
Trova?
Trips.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
Trova.
a Trova trip.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. So I like was flying. So I had like a 15-hour flight and then 5-hour layover in Hong Kong and then another like, I don't know, 6-hour flight. And this was before I was a business class girly. I could only dream of the days. So I was in economy and I also am like a super light sleeper. At that point in time, I was still like a very nervous flyer. So so I'm Canadian, pot is legal.
Yeah.
So I would to help with anxiety, I would regularly take CBD gummies is what I would do. So
You
I
rebel, you.
I know. I
It
know.
is not legal in my state.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
come
it's
on
not
here with that
legal.
drug talk, okay?
It's yeah, CBD of all things. I'm so heinous. So I brought some CBD gummies to, like, help me on the flight. And once again, I'm an anxiety girly, so I brought, like, 4 for a 15-hour
Mhm.
flight, and I was like, I usually took 1 to sleep an 8-hour night sleep. Like, why would I need 4 of them? But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I was like, I need 4. And then we're landing I think I had taken 2 out of my 4 to help me sleep on the flight. And I was tired, like, it was, like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning, Hong Kong time when I landed. And I didn't sleep great on the plane, but I was like, "Okay." But as we're landing, I was like, "I've got CBD, and I'm landing" it's Hong Kong, but, like, in my head, in my untraveled head, I'm just like, "I'm landing in China, and I have CBD on me.
Yeah.
I I need to eat these gummies
Did you
right
just take
now."
you just
I
ate
need
them
to eat
all?
them. I just ate everything I had left. And then I get we land, I pass through everything. And, like, for the record, CBD does not make you high. It makes you, like, really calm and really relaxed. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like THC. For those who don't know, it's not like THC where you get, like, high from it. It just calms you. Like, it's usually used for
Yeah.
very, like, medicinal purposes. And like I said, I used it to, like, help with anxiety and sleep. And so I get to the airport and I'm like texting with my brothers and I'm like, "Hey, I made it, whatever." And I'm wandering around the airport and I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I can barely keep my eyes open. And I could not remember what, like, I was like, why am I this tired? I was just sleeping on the plane. I don't understand
You're
why
like,
I'm
"What's
this
happening?"
exhausted. I'm like, what is wrong with you, body? I don't get it. So I like sat down on a bench and basically like laid there on the bench, practically passing out. I probably looked like a wino, mind you, like in an airport, very normal.
Yeah.
But I was
Like
like,
Kristen Wiig from Bridesmaids, like,
yeah, exactly. I was
"Mrs.
just like dead
Iglesias?"
to the world. But then I was at the gate where we were supposed to be, and I guess they had been calling that the gate had been changed, and I didn't realize, and there was a bunch of other people at the gate because this is something apparently that's very common at the Hong Kong airport, or at that time it was. This is years ago. And this woman comes and she has a sign saying, like, that you have to go to this other gate and then gathers all the people, and we're all booking it. Like, we are running.
Oh my
And
gosh.
tired little Heather after 2 CBD gummies, I'm, like, practically dragging my feet, like, getting to this other gate, running there.
Oh my gosh.
It was a
I
fun
would pay
experience.
I would pay to just, like, watch, like, a camera at, oh my god, Charlotte Airport. Like, that would be some good wallpaper,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh, I
You
can't
wanna
go to bed, let me turn on the camera for Charlotte Terminal 3," like, and just see what the people sprinting.
Yeah, that would be the funnest people watching, to just,
Yeah,
like, hang out and see how people are in an airport, and especially now that I'm sure it's not super common, but, like, you see the videos of, like, influencers doing, like, dancing and things like that in an airport. Can you
I
imagine
know.
if they had it where it was just, like, a live stream CCTV or whatever it's called, of, like, people just living their life? That would be amazing.
Have you seen those world portals or whatever? There was one in Manila, and
Mhm.
then it was a live recording of, like, Philadelphia. So that portal could see people in Manila, and the Manila people can see these people in Philadelphia. It's just, like, randomly on a street. So you just, like, walk by and you, like, start waving, and it's people in Philadelphia. Like,
That's
isn't that cool?
wild.
There's I think, is it Temple Bar? It's some bar in Ireland, I'm pretty sure, that is live streamed. Is it Ireland? Yeah, that's, like, live streamed,
This is brilliant, though. Like,
yeah,
that people
I know.
should do more of that because I
Now I'm like, there's
love
probably
people
been more, and
watching.
I've probably been on them.
I would wanna know when I'm on one. Like, I
Yeah.
don't wanna just, like, all of a sudden, oh, there's live footage of me picking my nose.
Up on the bar, or do I stay down? That's,
Yeah, yeah.
like, do
How
I
far do
keep
we
my shirt on,
wanna
take my shirt off? I like, it's a standard.
where are we
I'm, like, getting tired thinking I'm a bar.
I can't remember if I told you about this. Did I tell you about TimeLeft?
No, but I know what it is, but tell the listeners.
Okay, I've started doing this thing called TimeLeft. It's an app, and if you pay a subscription, not sponsored, and it's all over the world, and you
Yeah.
answer a couple questions, and then you get matched up in the city with different people, like 6 strangers.
Mhm.
So it's like go to dinner or they have a drinks one or they have coffee here. So they have 3 different ones here and they have it several times a week. It's quite popular here, it seems. I did dinner last week and coffee, and then I'm doing another dinner tonight. So I'm forcing myself to do 1 dinner a
Wow.
week, I think, because it's a subscription of you have to pay for your own dinner and drinks and all of that. But it's nice because you get to, like, meet these people from all over the world. You pick your language preferences. So depending upon that, like, I met this really nice girl from, Bulgaria, another girl from Argentina.
My
At the
god, did you
dinner,
talk
there
about
was
Vodka the whole time?
we did talk about
You're
Bansko.
like, "Oh my
I
god,
did.
I've been in Bulgaria."
I'm like, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Sofia." I'm like, "I've been to Sofia. I've met him in Bansko," but she was like, "Why did you come here?" Like, she didn't understand. She was very confused. So I had to, like, tell her about the whole Nomad conference. And then a couple of us are gonna get together, I think, and do tango night or something. So we go for a tango lesson and then a social afterwards because tango's massive here, and I haven't been to a dance night yet. And then I met the guy from Chile and then, an American, and so it's very cool, and I have a dinner tonight, and there's supposed to be an Australian, a Argentinian, a who all? But it's, like, it's very interesting, and they have games that you can play so that way, like, if the conversation isn't easily flowing, you've got this.
Huh?
Yeah, Brazil, and then US, Canada. So it'll be interesting sort of I'm as I go along, I think I'm gonna continue. I think it's worth the, like, $12 USD to have this, unless I'm in places where they don't have it, but so maybe while I'm in Canada, I'll cancel or whatever, but it's a good way to meet people, I will say,
Yeah,
like, whether it's, like, lasting friendships, who knows, but it's still a good way to, like, go out, have dinner with a bunch of people that you haven't met before. So that's
yeah,
really cool.
that's awesome. That's cool. I've definitely heard of
Mhm.
it. I've never
Yeah.
used it. I don't really have, like, a hard time making friends, but, I mean, some of us aren't as blessed.
I'm not one of those people where I just, like, walk up and start talking to people. I can't do that. I get so nervous.
Heather, remember, Prosecco helps.
It really does. But I don't drink that often. I really don't.
On this last cruise, you're like, "I'm now a prosecco girl thanks to Kayleigh," and I was like, "What?" It's like, "I haven't seen you in, like, a year." You're like, "I know."
But you introduced me to the dragon, and now yeah, now I can't stop. Now it is my life,
Yeah. His whole personality is this prosecco.
basically, actually. Yeah.
It's so funny. No, we have there speaking of making friends here, there's obviously more nomad cruisers coming in this week, but I don't even it's not called a co-working, it's a wellness studio kind of thing.
Mhm.
Super nice. And they have a pool, they've got a sauna, they have a cold tub, and then a couple levels where it's all kind of outside, but it's shaded and it's co-working. And then they have the top floor, flat dance floor. They do yoga up there. We did a static dance the other night at sunset. It was so cool. And we're doing, I think, another meetup there in a couple days for the people that are now coming in from more
Mhm.
from Nomad Cruise. But it was really cool. I was like, gosh, they had one of these in like every city. And I'm sure but there's no co-working or anything here, which is
Really?
fine. It's a kind of a vacationer island.
I really badly, I mean, for multiple reasons, I need to go to the gym here
Mm,
because that's also a really nice way, like doing like fitness classes and stuff. That's a good way to
yeah.
meet people as well. I'm trying to do some different things than what I normally do to meet people. I'm going to be going to a co working actually today after our call here.
You are like you're just a busy like little queen. Look at you.
But I'm worried that the classes here are going to be entirely Spanish. I really want to go do a spin class because I haven't done one in like almost a year, but I love spin. And doing a spin class entirely in Spanish, that would be a whole experience.
I remember when I was in Porto, I joined a gym and I wanted to go to the group classes, but they would have been fully in Portuguese. But imagine trying to do yoga in a different language.
So
You're just
this
watching everyone around you.
this gym, they have yoga, Pilates. I heard this thing the other day and it was an underutilized emotion as embarrassment. And I'm like, we need to
hmm
lean into the embarrassment here. That's what we're doing. I'm going to see how badly I can embarrass myself in
Well, and like
Argentina.
the biggest
How
thing
big a
is
fool can I make of
no
myself?
one cares. Like no one cares. That's my biggest thing. No one cares about your life more than you do. You
Yeah,
know,
we're really not that
they're gonna be
important.
like those people in those classes are gonna be, "Oh, that's tough. She doesn't know Spanish. I will help her. I'll give
Yeah.
whatever." They're gonna help you, and then they're gonna forget. They're gonna go home and
Yep.
completely forget that you were there.
Yeah.
So,
And that
unless
is one
you
thing.
start crying in the middle of class, and, like, that'll be weird, but
Well, I mean, I actually love being reminded of how unimportant I am because, like,
yeah,
we think that we are so much more important than
I
we actually
know.
are. So I'm like,
Yeah,
please, world,
which is why
remind
we
me
started
how
this
much I don't
podcast.
matter. 100%. I just need to.
We're gonna be remembered. We don't have children, but the internet lives forever.
Location confused will live on.
It'll be on our gravestones, even though I'm gonna
100%.
be burnt. What is it called? Cremated.
Here lies Kayleigh. She was burnt. She burnt.
Burnt. Hashtag location confused.
She had a podcast once. 3 people listened.
Oh my god.
She was
Should we get tattoos?
perpetually confused, always. We could still get them when we're on opposite sides of the world. We can still get them together.
I know. We need to put that in our schedule.
What do we think? Just like a compass with a question mark in the middle of it? Is that really what we're thinking?
Maybe on like one cheek.
No, and like big. We have
Yeah,
to get
big.
it where it's like full actual old man sailing
Yeah.
compass,
Oh
huge,
my
like a
god.
mid-sized compass.
Right.
I am desperate to get another tattoo though. I am chomping at the bit to get,
Yeah.
I want to get like 4 or 5 more. I am because I will get like a rash of them all in one shot. Because
Yeah.
if I find a place where it's cheap and good quality and all of that, I'm like and I'd want to get a koala. Because I
Yeah.
feel like a koala is like my spirit animal along with a
Yeah.
penguin. That's why I also have a penguin. Yeah. Could
So
honestly go get a tattoo every day of the week and would be like, that's a great decision. I love that for
but
me. Should have gotten one or several in Bali because it's so affordable at Bali. I have such regrets. And if
yeah.
you get a fine line minimalist tattoo, that heals in like 2 weeks. Like,
Why were you fighting with me on it?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, oh, I'm going to swim. When I was still in Bali, though, like when we were there together, I swam a bunch after that. But when I was
Yeah.
leaving Bali, I should have just like done it and went for
Yeah.
it. I love being by water. I just don't always get in water, you know?
But you wanna have the
So
option.
I want the option. I want the
Yeah.
freedom to choose.
Yeah. You don't no one's dictating my life. A tattoo? Only on my watch.
I
Yeah.
decide.
People okay, in the comments, what tattoo should we get?
Yeah, what's the next one that we should get, please?
What should we get? We need to
Please,
get
I
a
mean, I've told the
matching
story of
one.
the croissant that I have here.
Yes.
I've got an
Love that
avocado.
one.
Like, I have super random tattoos. They all have a rhyme or a reason. I've got a penguin, I've got a four-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Some are nice,
Perfect.
some are not, because I got them when I was 20, and
Oh, I know.
they're not so cute.
Like, one of my biggest ones is when I was 19. I was like, "This thing is huge. Take out my whole foot."
How have I not even noticed that before? I don't even think that I've noticed. Most of
I would show
mine
you, but
yeah,
I'm not
yes.
like,
We're not
free feet
only
pics.
feet. No, not only feet. We're
No.
not there yet.
No. Someone should pay
We're
me
not
for
that
them.
hungry, guys. Put an offer in the
Yeah.
chat for how much you
I
would
will I
pay
mean
for feet pics, though, and then we can evaluate our options. Um, we're entrepreneurs.
and my pinky toes don't touch the ground when I walk, if that makes any
How do you know? How do you
because
know
I
if they
did
touch or they don't?
I did a gait test in grad school, and you, like, step on a stamp, and then you step on pieces of paper, and it shows, like, where the pressure points are in your feet,
Okay.
and both of my pinky toes were just along for the ride. They're like little divas. They just didn't
Just
there was no stamp marks, it didn't touch the ground. It's like and then here's Kayleigh with 4 toes.
those little piggies did go to the market, but they didn't work
Yeah.
for it. That's what
No,
happened.
they literally yeah, you look and you're like, "That makes sense."
I'm so
So,
curious. Now I'm like, do
anyway,
mine touch? I think
yeah,
they
just go
do.
get a big stamp pad and then
Maybe I'll do that on like a first date. I feel like that's a first date
do
activity.
some go do some gait analysis on a first date. You're like, "Hi, I brought paper and a stamp."
Hi, we're gonna play a fun game, and
Be like, "I need to know what your genetics are."
this is something that I really like to do on a first date. I just like to see what your gait is like because then that really helps me your character. It says a lot
Mhm.
about you.
I can see, yeah, where you're holding the most pressure, and it's honestly not enough. Well, not sponsored yet, but, we'll be back next
Yeah.
week.
Everybody, stay confused.
Boys.
If you liked this episode, follow Location Confused wherever you're listening.
And if you didn't, thanks for sticking around anyway.
Yeah, we'll be back with more stories, opinions, and general confusion.
Bye.